Billy got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place. Or get Smackdown, play it safe, what you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face. Actually, an extra episode of Boot to the Faces. We had a bunch of news break just last night on WWE Smackdown. But before that, I'll do introductions. I am Chris Rucker. That is my guy, E.J. Reed. Together, we are Boot to the Face, powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs. But tonight, or today rather, we got a lot to talk about in the world of WrestleMania, EJ. How you doing?
Can't complain. No, it's a fine Saturday. Just watched one of the hottest college basketball teams do their thing against your Georgia Bulldogs, the South Carolina Gamecocks. So I can't complain about things. Feeling's fine.
You know, being a Georgia fan of football, it's so weird, right? Because I couldn't give a fuck about their basketball, their women's basketball, their baseball, like their lacrosse team, their swimming team. Like, I don't give a shit about any of them. I just like the football team. I didn't go to Georgia. I just partied there and drank a lot of whiskey.
Fair enough. I guess because I went there, everything, South Carolina sports, baseball, equestrian. I'll go to an equestrian game. Watch the horses, but yeah, I'm pumped. March Madness is about to be right around the corner. So,
Was it South Carolina women's basketball or men's that you were watching?
men's
Okay.
just
Who's,
beat
who's
UK
the-
last week. What was that?
Who's the little white girl play for that got real popular last year?
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Fuck that girl.
Who'd she play for?
Iowa. They beat our women's in the Final Four. I was upset.
Okay,
about that.
so I don't think we were doing the show when that happened last year, right?
Yeah, we were. I don't know if we talked about it on here though.
Huh. Because I was in Greenville and we went to a sports bar and watched that game. And that was a fun game to watch. And the little girl, Caitlin Clark, was balling. She was frustrating me because the people I were with, they were all South Carolina fans. So, you know, when you go somewhere, you ain't got a horse in the race. You start cheering for who everybody else is cheering for. And I'm like, somebody tackle this motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, we should have tackled her, got her out of there. Yeah, I was upset about that. But we're back again this year. Our ladies are undefeated. Our men are like 18-3. So both the men and the ladies are doing work.
I'm slowly getting into basketball right now that the Cowboy season is over. And we're in
The
Super Bowl
Knicks
season.
the Knicks are cooking, man.
Yeah, we're on a 9-game winning streak. I think I'm gonna watch the game tonight since I thought Vengeance Day was tonight and it's not. I was gonna kind of have both things on, but they play the Lakers tonight, so I think tonight will only be like the third full game I've watched of the Knicks. Now I haven't seen the game since they made the trade for OG.
But Brunson was named the All-Star and Julius Randle, two Knicks All-Stars.
Fuck Julius Randle.
He's injured though, so he's probably gonna get replaced. But I think the Knicks got a good chance of making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't believe in the 76ers. Boston, I think, is gonna be there. If they could somehow get over the Bucks. You know, the Bucks, they've been like up and down, but you know they still got that monster Giannis, so you never know.
So I've been diving into the Knicks lately, and I know we got like 11 draft picks in the next couple years. I say they send like 2 of those draft picks to the Lakers and get LeBron. They might even have to send Julius Randle, which I wouldn't be mad at.
Julius Randle over LeBron. That sounds like a tough decision.
Exactly. But the Lakers are gonna need like LeBron ain't gonna stay there forever. They need picks, they need players. They suck also. Like, why not fucking see if you can start building for the future with some
if
draft picks?
if you're New York, I say go all in. I mean,
Hmm.
LeBron's about to be 40, but he's no ordinary 40-year-old. He's still
He
playing
really
like
ain't.
he's playing like he's in his early 30s still. And if you're the Knicks, why don't you like dangle that carrot over him? Say you're gonna draft Bronny in the second round or something like that. Then he'll come play for real.
I mean, I feel like LeBron's not the best player in the world anymore, but I feel like he's good enough to where you put him on a team with Brunson, and that's a fucking team. Like, I ain't saying LeBron's gonna be a role player, like he's still gonna be LeBron, but he's not LeBron from 10 years ago where he's got to dominate the ball at all times.
I say he's still a fringe top 5 player, definitely top 10. So
Oh yeah. But he's like selectively, like he can't do it every night,
yeah.
but in the playoffs, like he can string a couple good games together. You put that with Brunson, like you said, I think they should go all in, man. We ain't won since like 71. I wasn't even born when the Knicks. I've never seen the Knicks win a championship. I've seen them go twice, and my light skinned homie John Starks fucked 2 for 18, Game 7 in Houston. Oh,
Yeah. Being
heartbreaking.
being a Bulls fan, I used to despise the Knicks growing up, but
Mm.
now that they're like kind of they were down their luck in the 2000s, I'm like, man, I wouldn't mind seeing every time the Knicks are good, it's good for basketball. I'm like, all right, Knicks.
That's funny you say that you being a Bulls fan, you despise the Knicks. The Bulls are why I became a Knicks fan because I hated the Bulls. So like all my family just loved the Bulls. All my friends I went to school with in Kansas City, big Bulls fan. Michael fucking Jordan. That's all I heard about. I was like, oh my God, give me a fucking break. Like we get it. The guy's good, right? And I saw John Starks like jump in his face one day, and I was like, what? And I start watching him and the Knicks going at it in the regular season. I'm like, I think I like this team. And then you start learning about them as you're younger, like Anthony Mason with his cool little haircut, and Charles Oakley was a fucking tough guy, Patrick Ewing, big ugly ass. Like, I'm like, I think I like this team. We never won.
Pat Riley, the head of it
Mhm.
all, and Van Gundy right after him.
And then playing at MSG.
Yeah, the Mecca.
So yeah, basketball's in full effect. I think we're what 50 games in now. So
Yeah, yeah.
more than 2/3 of the way towards the playoffs. The playoffs last like 4 months, so
I know.
that's a whole
Like
thing.
right after football winds down, that's when people really start dialing into basketball, like you said. So let's go.
I feel like during the lockout a couple years ago, that was a perfect basketball season. They didn't start till like around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that shit was perfect. They played 50 games and then the playoffs start. 82 games is just too many.
It is, but you know why they do it? Because they make
Oh yeah.
money. Because the
Oh,
money. Yeah,
well,
I think 50 games would be that perfect pocket, like you said.
especially now you're looking at all these guys talking about this load management shit, and like you're liable to go to a basketball game and not see anybody. You still paying premium prices, you still got to pay for them floor seats, but LeBron might be sitting next to you.
Yeah, exactly. Low management. I get it, but then like if you're a fan paying to see the game, you want to see the players play, but it is what it is. That's the new NBA for you.
Another thing in sports right now going on, EJ, Mike Zimmer is now meeting with the Dallas Cowboys about becoming their defensive coordinator,
Zimmer, he's what Minnesota, right?
Minnesota head coach.
Did he get fired?
He's been gone for a couple years. Yeah,
Damn,
they could never get over the hump. His issue wasn't defense though. I just saw a graphic a minute ago. Out of the 12 years that he's been in charge of a defense, either in Minnesota or Dallas, I think 10 of those 12 they were in top 10 in scoring defenses.
really?
Yeah, so I mean he's a good defensive coordinator, and Dallas has pieces. They just gotta get away from that Dan Quinn logic where we don't need linebackers. We can stop the run with fucking undersized safeties, like because that makes all the fucking sense in the world.
Yeah. Hot take, or it may not be a hot take. I think Dan Quinn's a little overrated.
Mhm. I do too. It took me a minute to get there. Like I thought some of the stuff he did was kind of good, but at the end of the day, like any big game Dallas had against a really good offense, they couldn't stop him. Like he rarely now I will say this. Last year, the offense let them down against 49ers. The defense could have made a couple plays to win, but that wasn't on Dan Quinn. That was on the defensive players. He finally came up with a good game plan in a playoff game, and the offense just couldn't fucking score. But for the most part, like anytime they played a good offense or a big game, if Dak and the offense didn't put up 30, like they didn't have a shot. And you can't win like that.
So Jerry Jones, he said he's all in on this season. What does that mean?
It don't mean a goddamn thing. They say that every time they get eliminated, and then you know what they do? They fucking penny pinch and they look for, free agency opens. We don't sign anybody until the second week of free agency because they're trying to save money against the cap and all this shit to line their pockets because they know, just like every other fucking year for the past 30 years, we're all mad now, but come September, we're gonna be like, go Cowboys and spend all this fucking money. So it don't mean shit. So fuck Jerry Jones. I'm done with Jerry
So
Jones.
so okay. So take off your navy and silver Cowboys goggles. Do our Cowboys win a Super Bowl while Jerry Jones is living?
I almost hope not.
Why you say that? You gotta go
Oh,
explanation.
he don't deserve to see him win again. Fuck him.
Hey, he's 80, so God forbid, I don't wish death. He could be kicking the bucket next month for all we know.
He don't deserve to see him win. And neither does his little punk ass son. Neither one of them deserve to see it.
I didn't think about
That's what
that. Hold up, before you get into it, I didn't mean to cut you off. Once he dies, you think his like idiot sons will like continue to run it the same way?
Yeah, his son's basically everybody says Jerry's the GM now. Jerry ain't the GM anymore. His son's the GM now.
Damn.
Jerry can do the final call on big stuff, but for the most part, Stephen Jones runs that team now. Stephen Jones and Will McClay are the GMs now. They co-act. Jerry gets all the flack, and then Jerry gets all the glory, but they make all the decisions. And luckily for them, there ain't been no fucking glory for Jerry to get. So, but yeah, it's definitely getting turned over to the rest of his family. That ain't going anywhere. That's gonna be a Jones family thing for the longest. Their kid now that's playing at fucking where does he play? He doesn't play at Texas. He plays somewhere in college. He'll probably own the team in about 20 years.
So, like in the early years of the team, when you and I were just kids and we were winning all the time, what's the disconnect from the '90s to today?
Salary cap.
Uh,
There was no salary cap back then. You could buy whoever you wanted to. And you could, if you look at those teams and just go down the names on them and the 49ers, man, they had the all decade team was basically the Cowboys and 49ers teams. Like you were picking off of those. Like there was so many just Hall of Famers and great players they had back then. They didn't have a chance. Now it's equal. Now it's, parity, You can go from look at the Lions. The Lions weren't shit 2 years ago, and they were literally one half away from the Super Bowl. The Bengals came out of nowhere a couple years ago and ran to the Super Bowl because the talent is equal now across the board. So you got more of a fair shot now than you had back then.
yeah. One day we'll see our Cowboys break through. One day.
Again, I wouldn't be mad if it was after Jerry was gone. And I'm not wishing death on him, and I'm not wishing a fucking longer drought. Like I want us to win next year. But the man has pissed me off.
Yeah, he
And
is
I've
a frustrating
defended
owner.
this. I've defended this motherfucker for years.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
done. I'm tired. I'm tired. The last couple of years, I've listened to Dallas radio during football season, and they interview him every fucking Tuesday, and he's just so full of shit.
I mean, he's like, I don't like him talking to the media. I mean, what Suge Knight say? You got your producer all in the videos.
Yeah.
Come to death row if you don't want that shit. Like that's how I feel like other owners look at Jerry Jones, like Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft just stayed in the background. He liked to get a little rub and tug on the side, but he stayed out of the way and let like the GMs do their thing. They got
I like how you slid that in there.
and they got 6 Super Bowls in the past 20 years. So
Yeah.
gotta get
And
ready to get lost.
you couldn't pick the Kansas City Chiefs owner out of a lineup right now.
Yeah, the Hunt family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't know who's running that shit. You could walk by him at Publix and you wouldn't even know it. But you know Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones would probably do a press conference in the produce aisle if you saw him at Publix. He
yeah.
gotta be on camera. And that shit's annoying. It was cool when you were winning, you know, and you're winning 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. Yeah, bring your motherfucking ass on down to the sideline. You deserve it. Now I don't want to see you no more.
Yeah, stay in the background, man. Know your
I wouldn't
role.
be mad I wouldn't be mad if he just shut the fuck up this whole season. That'd be
That
great.
that'd be a big surprise if that happened. I doubt it, but it would.
He just can't, and he came out and basically admitted that, like, yeah, we didn't win, but we're the most popular team, and everybody's always talking about us. So technically, we did win. No, you didn't. As a fan, I don't give a fuck about all that. I want to win.
Me as
So
well, man. Me as well.
fuck you, Jerry Jones.
And that's our little rant on Jerry Jones.
Well, speaking of frustrated fans, EJ, let's talk about what took place last night on Friday Night SmackDown. Bailey was turned on, but no. Shotzi returned to SmackDown. Actually, before we get into Rock and Cody and Roman on some real shit, like SmackDown was cooking last night.
Yeah, I know you like your girl Tiffany Stratton debuting.
Toodles.
I
Oh
need to
yeah.
see her. I need to see more from her on the mic, but she's good as far as ring stuff goes, even though she kind of overshot that moonsault. But
So Mia Yim, like she goes from I don't know when she turned into a thug last night. I
she
need to stand on business.
yeah, trying to have the
What?
lingo with the young kids. I don't know.
What?
She kind of been always had that little side of her. It was just crazy because her husband or boyfriend, are they married? It's like the
Yeah, they're
complete
married.
opposite. It's like
They're
the complete
married.
opposite with his big
Indubitably.
standing on business. What do you mean by that? Yeah, she got a little gangster. I mean, this Tiffany did on SmackDown. It seems like they just they had to fill in that Charlotte role. They're like, all right, let's put the next Charlotte in there.
Yeah, but they also had Jade Cargill coming there and Naomi.
Yeah, but Jade, she didn't put her cards down on which brand she's gonna sign with. And they had we'll probably get in this a little later when we do the Vengeance card. They had Braun Breaker have a little tease on who he's gonna sign with.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, I'm digging the Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce thing too. I don't know why. I just feel like they're hitting this GM thing correctly now. Like having them, it's not Eric Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon like it was back in the day, or fucking Mick Foley and Kurt Angle or whatever the hell it was. It's actually two guys that are actually conducting themselves like they are office people. I don't know. I like it.
yeah, definitely a good dynamic. And yeah, no Randy Orton, no LA Knight or AJ on last show, and they still put up a solid show. So
Didn't need them.
yeah,
But yeah, so Tiffany Stratton joined SmackDown. Naomi joined SmackDown. Braun Breaker possibly joining SmackDown, and Jade Cargill also possibly joining SmackDown. Logan Paul, he was funny. I know there was a lot of Black wrestling Twitter was like, I don't like the way he was talking to Bianca, which I kind of got. Like, it's Black History Month, but he was also funny because he was like, I'm such a big fan of yours, but then he's like, get the fuck out of the way. I don't know. I think Bianca should have slapped the shit out of him. And then, like, in the middle of it, I was thinking, because I had just watched the Bianca and Montez TV show debuted on Hulu this week. I just watched it right before SmackDown. And I was thinking, what if they're about to fucking set up Montez to be the one to take the belt off him at WrestleMania? But nothing came of it. But I was thinking in my head, like, if she slaps the shit out of him, Montez should be the one to, like, come in and be like, you better back up.
I would like that pivot, but I think they still got more meat left on the bone with the
Yeah.
whole Final Testament, Bobby and the Street Profits, and then B-Fab come out. They need a name, man. That bothers me when people together without like no group name or faction name. Give them a faction name, man.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of B-Fab. I think that missed the mark for me.
Yeah. I don't mind it. Let her see if she could find her footing and find her way in the group. But I feel bad for Adonis. Like, what is he doing now? Just a house show guy?
I don't know. I mean, I know they're divorced in real life, but
Hold
they
up,
should.
they were a couple.
No, no, no. I'm about to tell you what I'm about to say.
Oh,
I know they're divorced in real life, but they should have brought back Crystal Marshall to help out Lashley.
uh,
I don't know how they are in real life, but I would not mind seeing Crystal Marshall on TV again. If you follow her on Instagram, she
yes,
basically looks the same as she did then.
yeah. She's
She
a
reminds me of Halle Berry a lot.
A little bit. They had the shortcut, and she's big into fitness. I was scrolling on social media a few months ago randomly because I forgot. I remember I was looking up there because, like you said, she's with Lashley, so I was looking up in that and saw that they weren't together. They got a couple. They got a couple kids together, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Crystal Marshall. But I was reading not reading. I was looking at an interview she was doing when I was looking her up like a couple months ago. I think she's pretty much done with the business.
Yeah, oh yeah. She's been done for a while.
But that
She
would be cool.
she was in the Diva Search thing, you know. She wasn't really she didn't grow up a wrestling fan and shit like that, like a lot of those women did. And so when they got done with it, they were done with it. But yeah, so you got Karrion Cross and his crew, Lashley and his crew. B-Fab's involved now. So now Lashley and them, they're still short. They need an old nigga now, right? So they might
Hey
as well
man,
get Teddy Long.
you talk about as far as managing wise.
Yeah, because they got Paul Ellering on the other side, right? So now that
Yeah,
they want to even the odds up, they still down the guy. So they need Teddy Long.
yeah. It kind of like put my antennas up a little bit when they're like, all right, they got B-Fab in it. They're trying to do like black versus white. Like, how come everybody like
It's
what?
February.
True, Black History, but I get it. But like, what are y'all doing here? You pandering a little bit. All
I
black
just
group versus all white group.
it's AOP white.
Oh, you right. I don't think they're white. My bad. They like I don't know what they like.
I think they're like they're not Samoan, they're like Armenian or something like that,
They
I
might be
think.
black. So my bad. I
Shit,
forgot
who
about the
knows?
AOP. I think they might be
They're
black.
they're culturally ambiguous.
Yeah. What was it? Dave Chappelle racial draft.
The black delegation would like to draft Hillary Duff, #1 overall pick.
Oh man. But yeah, man, like you said, the pieces are there with SmackDown. You think there's gonna be a draft soon?
I don't not with WrestleMania around the corner. They got too much shit going on right now. They got so much publicity that they don't want right now that I don't know what to think about it. Getting back to SmackDown, it was a good show. There's a lot of debuts we talked about, but the main talking point, and not to dodge your question, but this is the reason why I don't think a draft is on anybody's mind right now. Cody Rhodes comes out. Well, first Roman comes out and just destroys Seth Rollins. Like,
Oh man. He put that man in the dirt. He buried the fuck out of him.
so normally Roman comes out and he's talking shit and he's real calm. This didn't seem like the tribal chief. This seemed like the real dude behind Roman.
Joke.
Like,
He said
yeah,
this.
this motherfucker said this about me. Like, it was almost like he didn't know that Seth was gonna say all that shit, and he was like, "All right, I'm about to shoot back." And I mean, as soon as he said, "Little bro Seth Rollins," and nobody said it, he goes, "Yeah, see, no pop." I was like, "Oh." this is this is not about to end well. What do you think about your tribal chief going in on Seth Rollins the way he did?
I thought I was the only one that like said something because most of the banter online has been crying about Cody, and we'll get in that a little bit later. But it seemed like they might not be cool with each other in real life because, like you said, he's using insider terms like no pop. It was just it's odd to me, especially when he's a champion in the other show. Like
Yeah.
I think there might be some real life heat there, which is interesting because
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
not. I'm done. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Seth is for a couple years now, like doing real interviews. He's bitched about Roman's schedule and how much he works and how much he gets paid, and he's not lazy like Roman. Like, I don't know. I think you might be right. I think there might be a little jealousy on Seth's part, and it might be a little like shut the fuck up and stay down there on Roman's part.
I'm here for it, man. Like I said, I like real life shit bleeding into storyline because that's why we watch. I mean, stimulated combat. So if you could throw some real life stuff into it, makes it more compelling, makes us want to watch, and keeps us coming back for more. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So then Cody comes out and this is after Roman just buries the title that Seth has. That title ain't shit, basically. Like, I beat all them niggas already. Everybody was in that tournament. I beat their ass already. So
Mhm.
that was the second. He said that's the losers bracket championship. Like, that ain't some shit you're supposed to say about a title that they're trying to get over. You know what I mean? Like, and Cody came out and he was like, "Yeah, no, you're right. That title ain't shit, but I want it." What? How does that even make a lick of sense? Like, you come out and you agree with everything Roman says, and that's the title my daddy wanted, and blah blah blah. But I'm not coming at you for WrestleMania.
I don't get it, but this is what you wanted though. This is what you were.
What I wanted,
Yeah, this is what you were talking about on the previous show that you wanted, and
you're
yeah, you
right.
got it. You got it. Even though it doesn't make
So
a damn bit of sense.
it doesn't, and that's my only issue with it. I'm not like everybody else that's on the internet crying right now because if you didn't watch, if you've been living under a rock, Cody said he was talking to somebody, stepped aside, and out comes the Rock. Cody hugs the Rock, they shake hands, which I thought was a good somebody else tweeted about this too, but as soon as I saw it, if you don't know, our guy Carl Weathers passed away on Thursday, and it was announced yesterday. And one of the most iconic scenes in the Rocky movies was him and Sylvester Stallone like doing this little weird handshake where they grab each other's hands and their muscles are flexing and shit. And that's what Cody and The Rock did yesterday. I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know what, but I saw that they did a handshake, they did a little hug, they embraced. Rock said something in Cody's ear. I think he said "fuck your story" or something like that. Uh,
That'd be funny if he did.
and then Cody left, and Rock and Roman, man, and for all the Twitter people and the Conrad Thompsons and the Dave LaGreca's that have been shitting on this for almost 24 hours straight, the fans in that building didn't shit on it. They ate it up. And the one thing I've always said, us podcasters, us people on Twitter, us online hardcore fans, we are so little in the grand scheme of things when it comes to WWE. Now, AEW, we got some power over there. But the WWE, shit, them people don't care nothing about what we talking about. We are such a small delegation of what they get. Everybody's tweeting out like, this is the most disliked YouTube video in the history of the company. Who gives a fuck? Because when The Rock came out there, nobody gave a fuck about Cody.
Hmm?
They were chanting his name. They were chanting, "This is awesome," and chanting along with The Rock when he did his thing afterwards. All the backstage politics that have been coming out and all that, I try to stay out of all that shit. I don't care. You know? I don't care if The Rock was politicking. I don't care if Cody's politicking. Make the shit make sense. And to me, that's where they lost me last night, was that it didn't make sense.
It's so much to unpack with this. First of all, you got the whole CM Punk aspect of it. So, first, let's talk about the Royal Rumble. Do you think the plan all along was for Cody to win, or you think they made it audible for Cody to win?
So this is what we kind of talked about in the last show. I brought that up and I thought more about it. And I think it was the plan for Cody to win all along.
Really?
Hmm.
So, rumors were, I think not rumors, I think Punk was playing for Elimination Chamber. So Cody went. This whole thing is confusing. We'll never know what really goes on backstage. So
Hmm.
Cody's playing. I mean, CM Punk's playing for the Elimination Chamber. Cody wins. Do you think that Rock's status for WrestleMania was up in the air? So they didn't know who Cody was going to face after he won the Rumble.
It's so confusing because there's so many moving parts, right, over the
Yeah.
past few days. Because you had Rock go to the TKO board of directors. And then like 2 days later, you had the shit come out about Vince. And then the next day, Vince resigns. And then all this stuff comes out about Brock. So now he's taken off of TV. And then Punk tears his tricep in the Royal Rumble. There's so much shit that's happened in the past couple of days. I don't know what the original plan was. All I know, and I've stood on this since everybody said Cody's fighting Roman again this year. If Cody fights Roman at WrestleMania 40, Cody's losing 2 times in a row at WrestleMania to Roman Reigns. And if you're a Cody fan, you might not see it now, but this is the best possible outcome for you.
You know what's in this cup?
Maker's Mark.
Nah. Tears fanboy, Cody fanboys. Because that's all I've been seeing on the internet.
I'm one of them. I'm a Cody guy. I'm a Cody guy, but you gotta look, man. Cody's here. The Rock is like way up here. You can say what you want about The Rock, and the match ain't gonna be good, and he's 50-something years old, and the last couple of times he's wrestled, he's torn something and been hurt and blah, blah, blah. Cool. Cody here, Rock here. He ain't even on the screen. I know some people are listening to this on audio. I basically raised my hand as high as I could when I said The Rock.
This might be even more of a hot take. I don't even think Cody should be facing Seth for a title. I say don't have him fight for any title on WrestleMania. It's always should have been the Rock spot, which they kind of had me fooled for a little bit because Cody won the Rumble. Cody already beat Seth 3 times, but I guess this is like a good consolation prize. But since he is facing Seth, I say either he loses or if he does win, then Damian should cash in on him right away. Have like a repeat.
Yeah, you said that. And it'll, the confetti will be coming down and Downstate will be playing in the background, because they'll probably be there live, for his entrance. Adrenaline in my soul. Boom. He gets knocked out. Hit with the briefcase upside the back of the head. He ain't even done celebrating yet. Pyro still got smoke coming from it. Damian Priest, new world champion. The money with Cody is in the chase.
Always, especially him.
It's been proven. WWE's, we're fans, so money shit don't matter to us, but to them it does, right? They've never made more money than having Cody chase the title.
That's true. So, Rock Roman is probably going to be for the title. We all know what the outcome is. Would you be mad if Cody finally completes his story at 41 against Roman next year?
I think he completes this. This is my bold prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get this out there so I don't forget. I think Cody and Roman fight on the first show on Netflix, and he wins the title there. They might even put it in it might be like a Monday night. You know how it might be like a special event Monday Night Raw where maybe they go to Australia or where they go for Money in the Bank, England or somewhere like that. They go somewhere and have one of these big stadiums because it's Netflix, and Cody wins the title there. Yeah. I think that's what the plan is. I think that's the consolation prize he's going to get. You're not going to win at Mania, but on the first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix next year, we're going to sell out a fucking stadium, and we're going to have you beat Roman after he passes Hogan's record.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be on the exact first day of the year. It might be a day or two after that because maybe they don't call it day one, but maybe they name it a special. They got creative people. They'll think of a creative name, have a Raw special like they did this past year. I wouldn't be mad at that. Just like you said, but make it make sense.
The first Monday of January is January 6th. Uh-oh. Chris Jericho won't be there. He'll be busy.
That went over my head. What's going on with Jericho on the 6th?
His wife was supposedly at the the raid on the Capitol.
There it is.
They'll be celebrating the anniversary of getting away with not getting arrested and such.
Jericho gets a pass for a bunch of shit, but that's a story for a different day.
Like that cosplay he did on his cruise singing the Weekend song. Like, what the fuck was he doing? Did you see that? Have you seen that video?
Nah, I gotta go back and look at that.
He was singing one of the songs from the Weekend. He got like a red wig on and something else, and he sounds like absolute shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that guy, but I digress.
Um, but yeah, I think that's what the plan is. And honestly, I don't. I know Roman's the champion,
Hmm.
right? But everybody's saying right now, if this is for the title, there's no way The Rock is winning. So then, what do? Don't have it for the title.
Non-title match?
Just have it Rock versus Roman, head of the table.
You could do that. I don't
And
see them seeing the bigger picture and not doing that. But if I were uh in the booking department, if I had the pen, I would do that just so you would have it like less predictable.
so you know what happens is
What
so you know what happens is you take Roman and you make it a non-title match, and now you don't know who's gonna win. Now there's no guarantee that he wins because Rock is, doing whatever.
I mean, that I would do that because that's where the money's at. If you have it less predictable, because then you have less people bitching. I mean, what's the point of making it a title match? We all know that Rock's in Hollywood, that he won't be able to defend. So have it non-title match. Make it creative. Like you could be like, this is for the head of the table. This is for family. This is blood. Like, who's the real head of the table? So I'm with that.
And then on top of that, they can throw out my little stat that I did that The Rock has beat the biggest superstar in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and now he's going for the guy in the 20s or the
Yeah,
teen, which is Roman at WrestleMania. Again, put more doubt into who wins the match. I don't want to go into the main event of WrestleMania knowing that Roman Reigns is going to win. That was what was fun about last year's WrestleMania. I had no idea. I picked Roman. I thought Roman was going to win, but I didn't know.
I picked Roman as well. I had a good feeling that he would. But rewinding to something that we hit earlier, the internet, the IWC, and like you said, the fans in the arena, they didn't give a fuck about that. They were cheering, this is awesome, and cheering for The Rock. But do you think that creeps into it as they go on with the promos and they might try to hijack? I hope not. I'll be upset
Oh,
if they do.
if you watch the internet, they're definitely trying their best right now to make people turn against this.
Hmm.
Everybody with their agendas are trying. I hope it gets hijacked. I hope this turns into Goldberg versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 20. This, that, and the thing. They're going to be in Philly. Last time they were in Philly with Roman and The Rock, they booed them out of the crowd. Guess what? This isn't going to be a Philly crowd. This is going to be a WrestleMania crowd. Those
I,
people are going to be there paying their hard-earned money. They're not going there to fucking shit on the show. Those people are going there to sit now. They paid their money before they knew what the match was, but why would you go there just to complain? If that's the case, sell your ticket. And I saw somebody on there saying, I've got all these people selling their WrestleMania ticket. I went to StubHub. Them tickets are high as giraffe pussy. Ain't nobody selling their ticket. You're lying.
Big fat lies. Yeah. So on the road to WrestleMania, you think we get some Rock appearances, some Rock promos?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be in Vegas.
That's a press
Uh
conference though, isn't it?
so I don't know how much you pay attention to all this stuff, EJ, but usually they do a press conference for WrestleMania from the city of the next year. So I think they may announce while they're there that WrestleMania is going to be in Vegas next year. And if it is, I'm booking my plane tickets as soon as they announce that shit. Oh, that's my favorite city in the world. And they're going to have WrestleMania. I might not even go to WrestleMania. I just might go to Vegas.
Hey, that'd be a movie, man, if they're in Vegas. I mean, the signs are pointing to that's going to be the case. Super Bowl's there. What, next week?
Mhm.
Vegas is like the new hub of like sports now. Now that the gambling has been, not as a big deal of the complain about because it's been legalized in a bunch of states and Super Bowl there, and you got a bunch of sports team there. NBA probably gonna get a team out there. Yeah, it's lit. I have to go to that WrestleMania as well, man. Vegas, WrestleMania. Like you said, might not even make it into Allegiant Stadium.
Be too drunk, gambling and shit. Um, so overall, you know, give me a grade on the fact that you got Rock and Roman at WrestleMania and Cody and Rollins, but also factor in the way they pulled it off, and then explain to me what your grade is.
I, I'll give it a. So are we just talking about the Rock Roman aspect of it, or are we talking about the Seth Cody aspect of it as well?
Both. We're talking about all of that, and then the way they pulled it off, and put all a cumulative grade.
See, I give the way they pull it off a A minus,
Mm,
but
that's high.
the fact that it's Seth and Cody, that pulls it because it doesn't make sense. That pulls it down because I give that aspect of it maybe a C plus, B minus. So I give it a B overall in
See,
totality.
we're in the opposite, right?
Okay,
But
okay.
I'll give it the same grade. I'll give it a B also. The total. I didn't like the way they pulled it off at all, right?
Mm.
But like we talked about in the last show, Cody became a smart baby face. I beat this motherfucker three times already. Shit, I'm about to take that title at WrestleMania. I'm 1-1 at WrestleMania since I came from AEW. I beat Seth. I lost to Roman. These are the two people I can fight. I've beat Seth three times. If I fight Roman, I got to fight the whole fucking family. I'm gonna fight. Yeah, sure, Rock. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing. Y'all handle that. I'll fuck with him later. So, all right, I'm full of shit. I hated the way they did it. It made absolute zero sense. Again, you have Seth come out and put down Roman's title and build his title up, which I like how Seth tore down Roman's title and built his up because I feel like his title needed that. I didn't like Roman doing it because Roman's title didn't need it. People are already saying Seth's title is the consolation prize and Cody can't win that because that's just a secondary title. No, it's a world title. It's the world title on the other show. They combined both titles. Roman didn't want to work both shows. They created another one. Nobody complained when Eric Bischoff handed Triple H the big gold belt years ago. You know what happened? Motherfuckers still wanted to fight for it at WrestleMania. You were still considered a world champion. Mark Henry won it. He was a black world champion in WWE. Booker T won it. Batista won it. Everybody wanted
Undertaker.
that world title. Yeah. That world title was a world title. John Cena had it a couple times. Why do we have this history or this feeling now in wrestling where people online just create these narratives and they're like, that's a secondary time. Shut the fuck up.
So this is more recent history because a lot of people forget the second quote unquote secondary title in between that big gold belt world title and this one. The universal title before they combined it was that the same narrative for the universal title?
No. They had a WWE championship and then they had the world title, right?
Mm.
Big gold title. Because John Cena and Randy Orton had both of them. They actually Randy Orton and John Cena unified them in a
Yeah.
ladder match. Randy Orton won. Then Daniel Bryan won them, and then I don't know. I don't remember who combined them as to one title. I think that might have been
It was Brock Lesnar, I want to say.
yeah. It
And
was
then
Brock.
when the show split, when they did SmackDown Live, it was Seth and Finn fighting for the Universal title.
Yeah. Nobody said it's a secondary title. They just made fun of the name of it.
They made
The
fun
Universal title. That's the dumbest thing ever. Why is it red? It's like a licorice.
Yeah, look, I remember people complaining about the aesthetics of it, but yeah, like you said, it's just people bitching and creating a narrative. And Seth's done a good job so far of elevating it in my eyes. So it is what it is. It just, with time, as time passes by, you'll hear less bitching and complaining about it. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a sticky situation with Cody. Like fans are so fickle. So like you said, the story's in the chase. So if he were to win that title, you think they would hop off his dick after that and he'd get cool?
It depends on how they would book him. It's like when Becky won a couple years ago, like everybody was behind her going into it. Now, the story going into WrestleMania with Charlotte and the fake injury and all that shit kind of derailed it. But she got the title and she immediately started feuding with Lacey Evans. And it's like, what? And then they involved Seth and they got Baron Corbin involved, and it was like a mixed match challenge time. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, she's supposed to be the biggest star in the company, and you got her relegated to a mixed tag match and feuding with Lacey Evans of all people. Like, you got all these good women superstars on here. She's feuding with fucking Lacey Evans. And that kind of derailed it. So I think if Cody was to win, they're gonna need him to stay hot the way they got him hot. Don't cool him off now and he starts feuding with fucking Bronson Reed. Like, let him keep feuding with the main event people and let him keep beating them.
Yeah. Uh, but then look, people get tired of that of seeing him if they book him like a Super Cena, if he keeps beating people like that. Like you said, I think a better idea is having a white meat babyface have shorter term reigns because it gets
Mhm.
tiring after a while. And
Yeah, about 3 minutes.
it's the thrillers in the chase. But I may be wrong. I don't think either he loses or he doesn't have it for long before Damian cashes in, which I think is the best idea.
I have an idea that I just thought of,
What's that?
and I would love to hear like if WWE would have the balls to pull this off. Cody's the white meat babyface, right? That's you've described him as.
Mm-hmm.
Cody wins at Mania, gets cashed in on him by Priest,
Mm-hmm.
loses the rematch via like Dominic Mysterio or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goes on, wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, has a quote unquote injury. They take Cody off TV for a few months. They let Roman pass Hogan, and whoever he beats to pass Hogan that night, say the date is a Monday and the following Saturday is a pay per view. Roman's victorious. He beats somebody. Cody cashes in on him and takes the title from him.
I want to be mad at that. So you saying this idea instead of the Netflix?
Yeah, just have Cody win the Money in the Bank and then have him get a quote unquote injury like they did with Becky where she was hurt. But don't have him on TV. Take him off TV completely. Let him go away for a couple months. People forget he's got the Money in the Bank. And boom, he cashes in on Roman after Roman breaks Hogan's record, which is what they want to get to, right? You got a baby face. I'm not saying cash in like, hey, on Monday night, me and you in the main event. I'm saying no. Roman's had a knockdown, drag out match. He's fucking, he's tired. He's beaten down. He's broken. Cody comes out, whoops his ass, and cashes in like a heel and takes the title from him. I think that's the biggest pop you would ever get.
I get it, but I don't know. I feel like the Money in the Bank is still a vehicle for people to get on that next level. I think Cody's already there. You might not like this, but I still think it's Money in LA Knight winning that briefcase
Yeah, next year.
this year. He should have won it last year, probably, because Damian Priest has been going over like a
You're
fart in church with that that case.
Cody's never been a world champion, though. You're saying it's for people that aren't
But
already
he's
established.
but
He's not a world
he's
champion.
not a world champion, but he's your most over baby face.
I just think I feel like a baby face doing that in this historic reign that Reigns is in. I don't know. It'll never happen, but I would love a world where that did happen, just to see how people will react to it. Because I kind of think people would. I think people would think, "Fuck yeah, get Roman out of here with that." No cheating. Cody didn't give him a chance to cheat, and then Cody could come out and say it. I didn't want to fight him one on one because I knew his whole fucking family was going to get involved.
Yeah,
So I took my opportunity, I cashed in, and now I'm the guy.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that, but I like that your first idea with the Netflix on the first day. But if you were to
Yeah.
cash in, like you said, the fans would pop for it. And it'd be a creative way to get that title off of Roman.
We'll see one way or the other. Again, I gave it an overall B, like we talked about. I know we kind of went off, but I gave it a B. I didn't like the way it was executed, but
Mm-hmm.
I think Roman and Seth will be good if people accept it. If people go into it predetermined that they're gonna shit all over it because that's not what they want Cody to do. But I think Cody and Seth will put on a really good match. Um, and I think if people accept it, I think Rock and Roman will be good too. Rock is 52. He can't go like he used to. Roman wrestles a slow, methodical style, like storytelling. The Rock is from the era of storytelling. They're gonna put a fucking match together that's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah.
All people got to do is not go into it with a bad attitude and just be there to be entertained. And you will be.
I'm gonna be so upset if they fans try to shit on it before they even give it a chance. I'm
Yeah.
praying that that doesn't happen. But you think Rock gets some warm up matches, maybe a tag team match before Mania?
Could you imagine like being fucking Chad Gable and you wrestling the Rock and he gets injured before WrestleMania?
Oh man,
You wrestle the boss and he gets hurt. Like you're like, fuck, I'm fired. I
Otis.
I don't yeah, I don't know. I think on one hand, I would like it, but on the other hand, I think practice behind the scenes, have some matches that nobody's watching, and come out and surprise some people.
Yeah. Keep the anticipation high, and like you said, shock the people. Just come out guns blazing.
I think Rock's got a big enough ego to where he probably hears people saying that the match ain't gonna be shit, and he probably looks at his last few matches where people thought that they weren't that good, which I thought him and John Cena's first match was really good. Their second match, The match with Punk, it was okay. Um, but I think Rock has big enough ego to where he's gonna want to show out, like bring back the old school Rock. He might even drop a couple pounds, try to get a little more
Mhm.
mobile.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You got anything else you want to say about WrestleMania before we get to these NXT picks for tonight?
Nah, man, but I'm glad we did this like bonus emergency pod, get that out the way. So, and then for our main show, we'll be talking about the road to WrestleMania on full swing and what happens with Raw. So that's it for my end.
Yeah. You got the Vengeance Day pulled up, or you need me to?
I got it pulled up.
Awesome.
So happened, and Vengeance Day is happening on February 4th, Sunday,
Mm, I
and
thought it was tonight.
yeah, I was just gonna add that in. Some of us thought it was tonight, but it's tomorrow actually. Which I don't get why they wouldn't have it tonight. Nothing else is on. Like you got college basketball on, but it's still it's not March yet. And then you got like a flimsy UFC fight night card at Apex. This would have been the perfect night to put NXT Takeover on. I mean, you got Collision, but they put pay-per-views on when Collision happens, but they should have been on tonight. I don't get it. Like people get drunk on Saturday night. People got to work on Monday, but it is what it is. Vengeance Day tomorrow, and I don't think they got these card. The site I'm looking at, I don't think they have it in the right order. So I'll try to make it make sense. Let's talk about Dijak versus Joe Gacy in a no disqualification match. This has been an interesting storyline. What have you been following this storyline, any?
No, I haven't. I I used to like Dijak when him and Keith Lee were going at it, but he's changed his gimmick so many times that I gave up on the guy.
And the Joe Gacy gimmick has been kind of interesting lately. He's kind of been all over the place. Now that he doesn't have Schism and the Dyad with him, he's been kind of like this like unhinged type character that's like just popping up. But I think Dijak got this one.
I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy.
Really?
Yeah, I just Dijak is just kind of there to like have good matches and get other people over. Like he's never gonna be the guy. He's
Yeah.
like a uh he's like Kane of NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I know Kane won the world title.
So
He
like,
he did play in the bank cash in.
yeah,
He beat Stone Cold for the WWE title, but it only lasted 24 hours.
yeah,
But I think that's Dijak. I think Dijak is like he's supposed to be feared. He's supposed to have good matches, and if you beat him, it's supposed to be a big thing if you're on your come up. But I don't think he's the guy.
mm, interesting take. So I got Gacy. Oh, you got Gacy, and I got Dijak. Let's talk about this next match. The family, Tony D'Angelo, Shannon Stacks, Lorenzo, and Adriana Rizzo versus Out the Mud, which is Lucian Price, Bronco Nima, and Jada Parker. I know you're a big Jada Parker fan. I never really I never really
Yeah,
got your take on Rizzo. For some reason, she, I don't know, something about her. Maybe it's that
it's Black
ridiculous.
History Month, EJ. How dare you?
My bad. Maybe I'll save my
Jada
take
Park.
for
Yeah, you
next
gotta
month.
wait till you gotta wait. And it's the extra day this month too. You gotta wait till you gotta wait a whole extra day before you
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, it's a leap
All
year.
about Jada Parker this month, buddy.
Yeah, her too though. But I'm gonna take Out the Mud just because it's Black History Month.
Yeah,
OTM.
I'll take Out the Mud also, which is funny because I was watching some old Royal Rumbles last weekend, and Carmella was coming out. Was it Carmella? No, it was Dana Brooke was coming out, and your boy from Out the Mud was with him. The sommelier. What the fuck was his name?
Scripts, Reggie.
Yeah, Reg. So, this guy, he went from being a sommelier to a mass wrestler to a thug, like all in like a 9 month span.
He's like,
Um,
people in the hoods call me Script. Man, ain't nobody call you Scripts, man.
in what hood? What hood do y'all know the notes of a Chardonnay? What are you talking about? Um, yeah, it was just funny. I was watching it and I saw it. And I was trying to explain to my girlfriend, like, this guy right here, like, he's been through everything in the past couple of years. And I was trying to explain to her, and obviously she didn't get it. But I'm like, how do you not get it? Like, he was a sommelier, then he was a mask guy. Now he's from the hood. Like, how do you not understand the trajectory of this guy's career? She's like, cool, whatever. Uh,
Oh,
but yeah, I'll take Out the Mud also. It's Black History Month.
man. Well, that takes us to another match with a black wrestler in it. We got singles match for the NXT North American Championship.
Mm.
Obafemi, the champion, versus Dragon Lee.
Oh yeah, we're picking black people all night, baby. And knowing the WWE, they're all losing
I don't
because
know, man.
it's Black History Month.
Shawn Michaels seems like he's for the culture.
Fuck Shawn Michaels. Still
Alrighty
blocked,
then.
still blocked, by the way, on Twitter by
Hey,
Shawn Michaels. I wonder why.
I'm gonna say from what you just said, it seems like it's gonna stay that way. I got Obafemi as well.
Oh yeah, that's a big nigga. That motherfucker. Like
6'4".
that's it. I thought he was like 6'8", 6'9". Like for some reason he comes off. I was watching was it this week NXT where they tried to jump him and
Yeah,
he like
and he
beat the
said
shit out of all three
he
of them.
just threw him off. I liked it, but I didn't like it, man. They just made the other dudes look like suckers. He just threw them
Man,
all off.
it's February, EJ. Oh, that wasn't February. That was January still.
Yeah,
But
it's February
yeah,
now,
I'll take
so
Jimmy. So
I got Obafemi as well. So now we're getting into business, Rucker.
let's
Men's
get
Dusty
down,
Rhodes
let's
Tag
get
Team
down
Classic
business.
Finals. The winners receive a future NXT Tag Team Championship match. We got Baron Corbin and the Braun Breaker. I think they like to call themselves the Wolf Dogs or the Dog Wolves versus Carmelo Hayes and whoop that Trick Williams. Who you got in this one?
So if you're new around here, I have such a respect for Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin, no matter what they put him in, he knocks it out the park every time. No matter what they give him, he tries his best. He's never won a world title, never been a world champion. Also good in the ring. Like Baron Corbin matches always slap, and people never want to give him credit for it. They always give credit to the other person that he's with. But if you have a good match with everybody, shouldn't you get some credit for that?
Yeah, I mean,
Retired Kurt Angle. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I, he's solid. I've never seen a Baron Corbin match like that shit slap. Like you said, he's a solid hand, doesn't look stupid in the ring. Has more like a smoother, like WWE style. But he's not bad. If like you want to put a solid match on, then you throw Baron Corbin, man.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Braun Breaker,
Me either.
but I do understand that when he goes to the main roster, he's gonna get pushed. And when he hits those ropes and spears somebody on the main roster, it's gonna get a humongous pop. Um, did you just see that?
Yeah, it was a thumbs up.
The fuck was that about?
I have no clue what that was. It looked kind of cool. It looked kind of cool though.
They were like, "Yeah, Braun Breaker's the man." Whoever. My hands were like this, so it's not like I pushed the button. I
Yeah,
don't know
it's
what.
not, and we're not even live streaming, so I don't know what that was.
Somebody likes Braun Breaker out there. If you're listening on audio again, we're recording on Zoom, and I just got like a little thought bubble come away from me, and a thumbs up in it. So we're not crazy. But and this is gonna tie into what's gonna happen in the main event. I think Trick Mellow Gang wins, and the story continues with them.
Ah, man, see, I sent you my picks before we decided to do this
I
Bones
didn't look at
pod.
them though. I didn't look at them. I haven't looked at them.
You didn't see the picks that I sent you?
Because I saw it on my watch, and I saw that you said if you want to tweet out our picks or whatever. And then I was thinking, well, we could do a show, but I didn't know all the shit was gonna happen on SmackDown. But I never looked at it yet. Still, I just saw you had circled some shit, but it was so small on my watch I couldn't see it.
Yeah, so I had my picks ahead of time, but I think I might change them because, and you know why? Because that little nugget they threw out on SmackDown might make me change my pick because they're teasing Braun Breaker go up to the main roster. So before I saw SmackDown this morning, because I watched it this morning, I had uh Braun and Baron winning, but now it looks like Braun is going up to the main roster. I think I might switch my pick and go with you. I think Trick and Mello win this one, but it's gonna be weird because that's gonna I'm kind of foreshadowing what I'm picking the main event, so I don't know, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. So, but I got Carmelo and Trick. That's who you had, right? Carmelo Trick.
Yep, Trick Mellow Gang.
I got I got them winning as well. But let's talk about the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. I'll go first. I got Lyra winning still. And for some reason I think Tatum Paxley is gonna get involved. Her crazy ass. I
So is Lyra about to turn heel?
don't know. Maybe. It doesn't seem like they're hinting at that though.
I mean, it kind of does though, because she came in and saved Tatum Paxley from getting her ass whooped by Roxy on Tuesday.
But Roxy's been kind of teasing a little bit heel. She's been more aggressive lately.
Ooh, maybe Tatum and Roxy turn against Lyra. I don't know. I don't think the next time the title changes hands, I think Lola Vice wins it.
Ooh, I hope so.
So I'm gonna pick Lyra to keep the title.
That takes us to the main event. Champion Yulia Dragunov versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. I think Ilya's gonna win. I think Carmelo is gonna screw Trick over somehow. Maybe he does it like on purpose, or maybe he actually makes it seem like an accident, but somehow it's gonna come to play. But the only thing about me picking Ilya, or not me picking Ilya, but me picking them to win the Dusty Classic, how does that play in the fact that because they get a tag team shot? So that's why I'm not sure about this pick.
I don't like the fact that because Dragunov was hurt, that they're making Trick wrestle 2 matches for his world title match. I think that's bullshit. Kayfabe wise, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, they book the shows how they want to. But if you're looking at it from, like, if Conor McGregor's about to fight Diaz and Diaz gets hurt, they're not going to put Conor in the tournament. And then the night of the finals of the tournament, they say, oh, well, Diaz is back now. So you got to fight twice. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I don't like that. I think Melo inadvertently is going to help Trick win. It's going to look like he's trying to cheat against him, but I think he's going to help Trick win, and Trick's not going to like the fact that Melo helped him win. More like a why don't you let me do it on my own? And it's going to create chaos in their tag team title match. But I think at the end of the day, you will have Trick and Melo as tag champs, and Trick as the world champ. And when they lose the tag titles, at some point they're going to have like a who was it? Was it Gargano and Ciampa when Ciampa turned on him, and it was like you thought the show was over, and then all of a sudden he beat the shit out of him.
It was Ciampa that turned on Gargano.
I think it'll be something like that. Like you'll expect it, and it won't happen, and then you'll think the show's over, and then it will happen, and Melo's gonna turn on him. But I think there's still legs in the story. I think they're gonna keep running with it. They'll keep the dissension going. They'll win both matches. Trick's gonna be a made man after winning the fucking Dusty Classic and the world title in the same night. Made man. He's gonna whoop that Trick.
And they're like, I've been hearing more so chatter on like podcasts and stuff because I don't read dirt sheets. They've been chatters that they want to push Trick because they say he's getting one of the biggest pops in not even just NXT on the main roster because that reaction he got on SmackDown. So they say they're gonna push him. See, I'm torn. I think I might be overthinking this because I just think they're gonna 50-50 book it and then with Braun teasing to go up because originally I had my pick is that Braun and Baron would win the tag team match and then Trick would win the title. That's my original pick. And then Melo would get jealous, and that's how it sets up them for standing the leather. But either way, how it shakes out, I think they should just give the ball to Trick, see what happens. Because Ilya's good, but he's not over like Trick. But either way, what happens is we need to see Trick and Melo at Stand and Deliver in the main event.
Which is plenty of time.
Yeah, but
they'll tell a better story than fucking Cody giving up his WrestleMania shot at Roman.
people still mad about that.
I'm still mad that Vengeance Day isn't happening tonight. I got a bottle of Maker's Mark and everything.
Hey, you and me both. But I'll still find a way to put some Makers in my belly, regardless.
Yeah, I watched the Knicks and Lakers. But yeah, I got Trick winning the title. And you had Ilya winning?
Yeah, I had Ilya. But then I don't know though. If Ilya wins, what would you do with him at Stand and Deliver? Fuck it, man. I'm changing my pick to Trick. I got Trick winning.
I think Ilya's title reign's been
it's been kind of a dud.
Yeah. He got hurt, and it sucks, right? Like you're not hurt now. We're gonna take the title off of you, but whatever. They did it to Dolph Ziggler too.
Yeah. So it's Black Esprian. Fuck it. We both got Trick Williams winning the title.
Well, this has been a good one, EJ. I'm not mad at the Saturday afternoon recording.
Yeah, man. We had to get it, man. We had to jump on it first because everybody's bitching and crying about Cody. But y'all be fine. Y'all live.
Go outside.
Yeah. Go outside, man. Get a hobby. Do something, man. But it's Rock and Roll, man.
I have an idea if you're a male wrestling fan, even a female wrestling fan, and you're letting this Cody thing get to you and it's like touching you in your soul. I have a great idea.
What's that?
Go out, find somebody, make sure it's consensual, and look at some titties. It will change your perspective. You go out and you see a naked woman, male or female, women like women's bodies too.
You're going to get a bunch of DMs. Yeah, Rucker, you were right, man. I should have tried this
Right. I just
15
did it
years
years
ago
ago.
when I turned
Who
like
would have known? I ain't even mad about Roman and Rock in the main event no more. But yeah, go out, man. Go out, hang out with, if you're into men, you're into women, whatever, whoever you're into, go hang out with them. Go hang out with a person that you're attracted to. Get away from wrestling for a couple of hours. It'll change your life.
Hey, you heard it from the man first. Go outside and do something fun like that.
Go bowling.
Well, do that,
You know,
man. Do something.
go shoot some guns or something. Go ride a
No.
four-wheeler, Go have drinks with your friends at the bar. Even if you want to talk wrestling and complain about it, go out, but go outside.
Yeah,
Go do
man.
something that's not in your house, tweeting on the internet, getting mad at people you've never met before, about people you've never met before. The Rock don't give a fuck if you're mad at him or not. The Rock don't care that you think he's got a big ego and that he politicked his way in and shoved Cody out. He's rich as shit. So all the times you keep tweeting him and adding him, he ain't seeing none of that shit. Somebody handles his. So you just go out and do the best you can. Go exercise. Go pick up something heavy and put it back down 10 times, 3 times.
Give those Twitter fingers a rest. Like Rucker said, go out and do something productive.
Yeah. That's all we got. This has been a special edition of Boot to the Face. For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. We will see you this week. I was going to say the time, but we're not live. So we will see you Wednesday on YouTube and on audio. Until next time, for EJ, I'm Rucker. Peace.
Got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude.